Hey my beauties, it is CC, your Frugal Goddess. I am coming to you today to talk about to me, it's a very important subject. And it is domestic violence. And I know, I think through everything that's been going on in our nation today, domestic violence has gotten swept under the rug, honestly. I lost a good friend. I consider her a very good friend to domestic violence on last week. And you know what? It really, 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 really hurt my feelings because, me and her, I have stayed with her. She allowed me to stay in her house. I have watched her kids when they were little. Not little, but smaller. I mean, all type of things. And her kids watched one of my kids before. I mean, and we kind of lost contact, as life goes on. And the last thing I saw from her was a post where her and her son, he's 15. Yes, he's 15 years old. And they were in Arizona, and I had told her, I said, you're close to me. The next time you come to Arizona, maybe we can meet up, because I had not seen her in years, just on Facebook and what have you. And so her cousin had posted, like I said last week, that her cousin, it's her cousin. She said, my cousin was shot and killed last night. And she said her name. I'm going to say her name because it's some funds I'm going to link down below. So I do want you guys, if you can, if at all possible, to donate, to support. If you're in Wisconsin, please go out and support the family in this situation, because this was an ugly, horrible situation. She was shot and killed by her boyfriend. I don't know if he was a live-in boyfriend. I don't know exactly what he was. Here's his picture right here. But she was shot and killed. And not only did he take her life, he took 4 children's mothers. She's got grandchildren. I want to say 4 grandchildren. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure she's got either 4 or 5 grandchildren. They have no grandmother anymore. And her son, again, is only 15 years old. And from the news reports, his last image of his mother alive was her being shot. And I don't know exactly if she died in the home, if she died on the way to the hospital. I don't know all of that information. But I do know that the police were called to the residence 3 times. 3. They came out to the residence 3 freaking times. First time, they left. Second time, they left. The third time, they left after she had been shot and killed. Okay? Or at least shot. Like I said, I don't know how she went on to glory, but I do know that the third time she had been shot. Okay? So do I have a problem with that? Yes, I have a problem with it. Okay? I really do. I don't know who called the police. I don't know if the neighbors called the police. I don't know if she called the police. I don't know if family called the police. I don't know who called the police, but I know that back in my heyday, that wasn't happening. If it was a domestic squabble going on, somebody had to go to jail or at least leave the residence. You might not have had to go to jail, but you did have to leave the residence. So I have a problem with that, and I only have a little bit of time on my memory, so I'm not going to get off into all the political aspects of this. But what I am going to say is, people, we have to help put an end to domestic violence. We have people losing their lives, and it is ridiculous. Men, keep your hands to yourself. Women, y'all keep your hands to yourself too. That man is not your child, and man, that woman is not your daughter. Okay? Keep your hands to yourself. I mean, woman on woman, man on man, however your relationship goes, keep your hands to yourself. It is not for you to re-raise this person, this adult, and to abuse them. Second off, people, neighbors, if you hear, first and foremost, don't just run and call the police. Go over and talk to your neighbor. Say, hello, hi neighbor, my name is CC, how you doing? This, that, and the other. You know, introduce yourself. Allow yourself to be open for help. People, I have been in a domestic violence situation, okay? And I'm going to tell you, I've been called all the names of, oh, she's stupid, she dumb, why she staying with him? She young, and all of this stuff. That ain't, you know, y'all, you ain't walked in my shoes, so don't judge me. Okay, yes, I was dumb. Yes, I was stupid for staying. Yes, I was all of those things. I don't have a problem saying that. But guess what? I was young and dumb. Guess what? That's what young people are. We are dumb. Young people are dumb. I tell my youth group all the time, y'all gonna make some of the dumbest mistakes of your life. But that's what young people do. They make dumb mistakes. They make stupid decisions. And during the process of us making them, we don't need to hear that. We don't need to hear how dumb and stupid we are. We don't need to hear, some of y'all wonder, well, I don't know why my daughter won't come home. Because she don't want to hear you judging her. She don't want to hear you telling her, girl, you just stupid. I don't know why you had all them kids for that man and you did all this. Don't do that. She don't need to hear that. She's already been beaten, been humiliated, been degraded. She does not need to hear derogatory marks and judgment from mama and daddy, okay? Neighbors, you know, if you hear something going on, call the police. Continue to call the police, okay? Because I can only imagine how Annie's neighbors felt. Boo-boo, I call her Boo-boo. You know, I know her name, but I call her Boo-boo. I know how Boo-boo's, I can only imagine how Boo-boo's neighbors felt when they found out that this woman had died. And they were not one of the ones that called the police. I can only imagine. Because guess what? Eventually, just say it was 4 apartment buildings in there because it was an apartment. I don't know how many buildings, how many apartments were in the building. But we're going to say that it was 4 in there. If all 3 of those neighbors had called the police, I'm quite sure the police would have did something. You know, because we can easily say, oh, it's nothing going on. And you know, you may want to say, oh, she's stupid. She should have made the police take him away. Trust me, I have been there, done that. I done had the police. The police used to take the person I was in an abusive relationship. I would call the police. They'd come get him, take him home. If it was early enough, he'd come right back. It did no good, okay? Another time I remember, this is early in the relationship, the neighbors did call the police, and back then, this was 20 years ago, y'all, but back then, you know, if you didn't say anything was wrong, they didn't have to make you open the door. And so the police were on the other side of the door. What people didn't know was he was me and him was on that side of the door, and he had a gun in my head, told me I better not say nothing. You know, we don't know what a person is going through. We don't know what stilettos they walking in, okay? We don't know the situation, but if we can do any and everything we can to prevent domestic violence, if we can do any and everything we can to support domestic violence, you know, clothes and stuff you have, your children's clothes. I love to give mine to the women's shelter. I don't give it to Goodwill. I don't give it to the Salvation Army. I will take some stuff to Savers because Savers is cheap and they give you something back. But Goodwill, they don't do nothing, and they charge people an arm and a leg for some of those products. I mean, you know, they are a good cause. Don't get me wrong. All I'm saying is, to me, a domestic violence shelter is a better cause to Goodwill. That is my opinion because, again, I have been a victim of domestic violence. You know, be neighborly. I know people claim it's hard in this day and age. I speak to my neighbors. I speak to all of them. Even this lady, I'm going to tell y'all, this lady across the street has been the bane of my existence over here. At one time, I really wanted to move because of her. She has called the police on me and my son, y'all. And I ain't do nothing to that lady. I promise you I didn't. I really did. She called the police on my 7-year-old son. He was 6 at the time. Claimed he broke into her house. Y'all, my son can't find his shoes half the time. He ain't broke in nobody's house. He don't, trust me, Jacory is not on that level. And she's done this numerous of times. But if that woman came and knocked on my door with her kids bruised and battered, I would open my door and allow her in. And we have to be like that. We have to be open. We have to be the people that God has called us to be. Some of y'all get up on Sunday morning and go to church and knowing your neighbor getting beat up on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday night. You know, y'all, my time is running out. I'm going to include some links down below. If you can support, please support. If nothing else, just please say a prayer for the Earl Ford family. Please just keep them in your prayers. And if you know someone in a domestic violence situation, y'all, please do something about it. With that, I love you. Have a beautiful, blessed day. And remember to be your own kind of beautiful. Later.